Sociaal, maatschappelijk of ecologisch.
Kom je in de groeizone terecht, noemen we dat.
Marketing, they can help you with a lot of stuff.
Het is wel belangrijk dat zoveel mogelijk verschillende mensen kunnen meedoen.
Yeah, levels. Ready? Yeah? We rolling? Hi, my name is Passion. I go by Passion Deez. By day, I'm a senior marketeer at a Dutch streetwear brand called Patta. And at night, I'm a community organizer, DJ, programmer, events curator. And I do a lot of things outside of that, but that's why most people know me. I was born in Zimbabwe, raised in London, and I've been based in Amsterdam. And today I'm going to talk to you about the beautiful programs that we provide here through this program. Well, the first topic that I'm going to talk to you about is creating space for communities. The second thing that I'm going to speak about is programming. And the third thing I want to speak about is how to express yourself within the Dutch communities. Yes, so one of the main reasons I got involved with this program was because they wanted someone who really understands nightlife. I've been working as a nightlife professional for about 17 years now, first in London and now here in the Netherlands. Through my adventures in nightlife, I've been able to work with brands like Patta to organize daytime events which are free access and highlight Surinamese and diaspora programming such as live bands, live dancing, all the way to hip-hop DJs and special performances from acts like Erykah Badu. In my personal life, I also throw events under the name Passion Deez and Friends. Through that, I've been able to program people from all over the world, from India to Brazil, to Jamaica, to Hong Kong, and give them space in a city which mainly highlights local talents. What I like to do with my programs is always cater for an audience that isn't really catered to for the city. So if you really like K-pop and there's no K-pop events, it's my job to make sure that K-pop people can be highlighted. If you're really into a certain kind of sport, such as card games and bridge, it's my job to make sure there's a space for you to go feel like you can play bridge. I think programming is very important, and it's why I specialize in it, because I think through programming, you very quickly realize that none of us are ever alone. If you can create a space and facilitate the environment for people to meet at a table, to meet over food, to meet on a dance floor, you get to have conversations that you can't have at home, at work, or at school. So to me, programming has always been one of the most important things for me ever since I came to Europe. So a key part of programming is working out A, the space that you have, and B, how much time you have in that space. It is my job as a programmer to work out, okay, if we have 5 hours in the daytime at a space, what can we do there? Perhaps it's not the right place to have a DJ, but perhaps it's the right place for us to play games or to share food with each other. If it's a nighttime event, it's my job to make sure that the environment is safe and it actually attracts the audience that we want to have. And say it's a mixture of the two, it's my job to then work out how we transition from the daytime section into the nighttime section. What I was able to do through other programs that I've worked on is make sure that in the day we're really focusing on things that are family friendly, things that attract more of a sober audience, more of an audience that really wants to interact with each other. And the night is more about facilitating a space for art that doesn't really exist in the day. Whether this be exhibitions, whether this is live music, whether it's DJs and singers, songwriters, and rappers. That's kind of what we focus on in the evenings. And during that transitional area is kind of where you're able to experiment a bit more, because you don't want to lose one audience to create space for the other. What you really want to do is get both to meet in the middle. If you learn programming through a project like Music Moves, through Embrace, through 10,000 Hours, you also have this skill set. With the people that you meet through 10,000 Hours, you can grow your phone book, you can grow your network, and be able to facilitate these things even after the course. We recently just finished one of their projects, which is called Embrace. Throughout this program, they were able to put together a festival, and now they've all become a really big network. Tomorrow's their graduation party. They're going to be able to eat, drink, and hang out with each other for the next 10 years. And say one of them wants to throw an event in the future, they now have the phone book and the skill set to do it. 10,000 Hours is good at connecting the people in the city who you wouldn't find without them. Another thing that I've worked with the 10,000 Hours ticketing on is this project called Music Moves. Through Music Moves, we've been able to facilitate spaces where we can educate people in the evening hours. So this is outside of school, this is outside of their day jobs, in hours where they can get accommodated with each other and learn how to create spaces for each other. Last year when I worked with Music Moves, the main project was to work out how to gather communities together. And I took the time to explain to people, A, how you find a community. Sometimes community you want to serve isn't necessarily your own. Sometimes your community is already overserved, and it's on you to go outside and see who is underserved within communities. Once you are in with these people, it's on you to then work out what they need. Creating community doesn't mean profiting off individuals. In fact, creating community should be a non-profit thing. And that's what 10,000 Hours really teaches you how to do. It teaches you how to get the community together, because once you have the community together, the money will come. Like, people always want to invest in communities because that's the one thing most businesses struggle to get together. Through Music Moves, I was able to get some musicians, some dancers, some rappers all in the same space because they don't often interact with each other. A lot of time vocalists are treated as sort of the last step within music. Producers never get to see the stage, and the dancers are only the people enjoying it. By putting these people together, they were able to create a multidisciplinary interaction with the arts that they're into. Also, through projects that I've done in the past, such as Sexyland World, we were able to facilitate spaces where you can have young people watch football together in a safe environment. One thing that we notice is a lot of young people don't have a third space that is sober. So we were able to create a space where they could watch football together and not necessarily be around older men who were drinking and rowdy and might treat them the wrong way. Community, like I said, is always a non-profit thing. So whenever you think about the word community, 10,000 hours can actually help you develop your understanding of that word. Whether it's through the teachers, the lecturers, or your fellow classmates, you'll very quickly understand what that word actually means. It's not just a tagline, it is part of life. When I began my journey, there was no digital resources. This was pre-YouTube. I got into music by going to volunteer at illegal radio stations in London. Through them, I was able to get onto events, and through them, I was able to learn how to program, how to promote, and started doing parties around the age of 15. It's a different world these days, but what we can do through Music Moves is teach you how to market and how to position your events. It's not just a flyer, it's not just a guest list. Marketing an event is making sure that you're serving the people that actually need to be served. So we can take you all the way from how you get some names together, how you present them to the world, whether that's through a flyer, whether that's through a video, what sort of cadence you need to actually get people there in time, how long in advance you need to tell people to save the date before even telling them my event is on this date. So through Music Moves, it's a much easier road than the journey that I had to take to become who I am. It's a lot easier than passing out flyers, because now you have YouTube, now you have courses that you can take, now you have communities that you can grow. For me, it was just hanging out with older people until they showed me how they made money. And Music Moves makes it a lot safer for you to also understand how you can make a space for yourself within this industry. If you're still not sure if this is what you want to do, please watch the other videos. But if you already know this is what you want to do, feel free to email us. The program is free and it's for you.